And welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Cozy Cast. It is Friday, October 9th. Man, I didn't even know, I had to check. But all I know is that today is an incredible day for sports, man. So, of course, we know that the NBA Finals game is on tonight, and the Lakers can close it out. LeBron and the Lakers can take it home and win the championship. But that's not what we're going to talk about first. I want to jump into, I think, the most important game of the night. Game 5 of the ALDS between the Yankees and Rays. And, I mean, this is exciting. But anyway, yeah, so the Yankees and Rays play tonight. Game 5, win or go home. And I couldn't be more excited and confident. Of course, if you watched the show before, if you listened to the show before, if you know me in person, you know that I am a huge Yankees fan. And I was very nervous about the series coming into it, and even before, last night's game, because the Rays had complete control. But what I said before or after game 1 was, the Yankees, it's the Yankee series to lose. Like, they should not lose the series. And I didn't think they would lose a series after game 1, because all you need to do is go back to the game 1 stat line for Garrett Cole, right? And look, but don't even look at the stat line first. Look at the fans, the broadcasters, the media's reaction to his performance, right? Everyone collectively, viewed his performance as mediocre or subpar. And then you take that and then go and look at his line. I mean, the dude pitched 6 innings, had 3 earned runs. I'm pretty sure he had like 10 Ks. I mean, that is a great start for most pitchers, especially in the playoffs, especially against a lineup like the Rays. And we viewed it, including me, as a mediocre start. And that says all you need to know. I mean, what that tells you is if this guy lets up 3 earned runs in his 6-7 inning start, and that's okay to bad, then this should be a cakewalk for the Yankees in their lineup. Because that means, and I don't believe Garrett Cole will have 2 of those okay to mediocre or bad starts in a series. I don't believe. Of course he can, but I don't believe he will. I think he's too good, too polished, and too much of a competitor to allow that to happen. And so I think he's going to pitch lights out tonight, and all the Yankees need to do is put a few runs on the board, and we know that's not hard for this team to do. So with that being said, I think the Yankees will come out tonight and win, dominate from first pitch out. Their bullpen arms aren't as fresh as, Aaron Boone or, us as Yankees fans would like him to be, because Chapman pitched last night. Britton pitched last night. Chad Green pitched last night. And these guys are probably going to pitch again tonight in the same order if we get to it. I mean, I think the dream scenario for Aaron Boone is for, Garrett Cole to go 6-7, handing off to Chad Green in the 7th, and then off to Britton in the 8th, and then off to Chapman again in the 9th. And that's a very, very realistic possibility. And this is why you pay someone like Garrett Cole insane money in the offseason, is because he can do things like this. He can make you feel comfortable in a win-or-go-home game. Right now, as a Yankees fan, I am so much more confident in our odds than I ever was before. Because before, and nothing against Tanaka or Severino, but before we would have someone like Severino or Tanaka on the mound, or love him, but like CC Sabathia. But these pitchers weren't dominant. They weren't dominant like Cole was, or Cole is. I mean, CC for a little bit when he first came over, but and Severino too. But again, like, Severino is young and he's learning, and he doesn't have that experience, those big game experiences, like Cole does. I mean, Cole is a World Series champion. Granted, it's on the Astros, so like it doesn't really count. But he's pitched in those games. You don't bang on garbage cans for the pitcher. He does that himself. So he has that real experience, and I'm confident. I mean, again, hats off to the Rays. They played an incredible series, and they could still steal this Game 5 away from the Yankees, but I think it's the Yankees' game to lose. But again, the Rays should feel, happy and confident where they are as well. I mean, everything that the Yankees do well in terms of having a stout bullpen, in terms of having an explosive lineup, in terms of having, a dominant starting pitcher or two. They have all of that, and maybe even better in some cases. Like, you could argue that the Rays bullpen has been better than the Yankees bullpen. Especially with pitchers like Ottavino not pitching as well, and stuff like that. But their lineup has been more consistent. Like in the playoffs, a lot of it comes down to like small ball and playing small ball, and the Rays do a great job of that. The Yankees are very, like, you hit a home run, you do or die, right? You live or die by the home run, and the Rays aren't built like that. They're a little more, I would say, diverse. Like, their lineup is more diverse. They can do more with their lineup because they have power as well. Like, they can change the outlook of a ball game at any second. Like, they can hit a 3-1 home run whenever they want, just like the Yankees. But they're a little more equipped to play small ball, which the Yankees just don't have the ability to do the way their team is currently constructed. So you can argue that the Rays turned what used to be the Yankee strengths into their strengths, and they're using it against them, and you could tell it makes them uncomfortable. Also, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that Kevin Cash has been out managing Aaron Boone. Now, that's very, very tough to say, and I usually don't like to say that in terms of baseball because, judging like managers in baseball is very hindsight is 2020. It's like if a pitcher's pitching well into the 6th inning and he doesn't take him out and he gets blasted in the 7th, fans will turn around and be like, you should have taken him out and put in your bullpen arms. And then vice versa, the same thing will happen. If a pitcher is pitching strong through 6 innings and he gets into the 7th and they take him out and put a bullpen arm in and the bullpen arm gets blasted, fans are going to be like, well, you should have left him in. So it's very hard, but just, Kevin Cash just seems more comfortable and just it feels like he's a step ahead, which makes me a little nervous because with the series this tight, it's the little things that really matter. But again, like I said before, I think that, with Garrett Cole on the mound, and that Yankees lineup and bullpen, I think, they were a little lackluster up until this game, till Game 4, and then heading into Game 5. Of course, they were ecstatic in Game 1, but that's because they were crushing the ball. But, this team is just, it seems like they haven't been as excited or motivated as they've been in the past. Maybe that's because they're expected to win. We see that happen oftentimes. But again, I think they're going to come into this Game 5 confident. They have more experience in these situations than these Rays teams do, and I think that's going to go a long way. Pair that with, bullpen arms that are able to pitch, and Britton, Chapman, Green, Ottavino. These guys are going to be available, and they're probably going to pitch. And then you have an ace like Garrett Cole on the mound, a lineup that just doesn't give up. Another bright spot and a good thing going for the Yankees is the fact that Gary Sanchez most likely won't play because Higashioka catches Garrett Cole, and he's been playing so much better than Gary Sanchez. I'm a big believer in baseball that defense wins championships, and Higashioka is definitely a better defender than Gary Sanchez is, and he's hitting the ball better than Gary Sanchez is. So Gary Sanchez is, kind of useless right now, and with Higashioka in the lineup, I think it gives them an opportunity again. Like I talked about earlier, the Yankees don't have a lot of room to play small ball the way their team is currently constructed. But with Higashioka in the lineup, they have that ability. We saw it yesterday. He had an RBI single, and the runner from second scored. I don't remember the last time I saw the Yankees get like an RBI single or double. I mean, it sounds crazy, but they really live or die by the home run ball. But like I said, guys, I think the Yankees are going to come out strong from first pitch, and I think they're going to dominate this Game 5 and head and advance over to the ALCS. But I'm excited regardless.